And this morning, let's begin by getting you all of the updates and what's expected during Prime Minister Modi's two-day visit to Tokyo. He landed early this morning at about 4 a.m. Indian time to a rousing welcome from an Indian diaspora and several Japanese nationals who are also present there. You also saw an interaction that's going quickly viral of Prime Minister Modi with several kids. After this, the Prime Minister is also going to be on day one meeting with the Indian business community. This is a two-day visit where Prime Minister Modi will hold bilateral talks with heads of states. He's also going to be attending the second in-person Quad Summit with his US, Japan and Australian counterparts. Prime Minister Modi is also going to be holding community and diplomatic engagements from the China challenge in the Indo-Pacific to the aftermath of the war in Ukraine. Number of key focus areas as far as this two-day visit is concerned. Prime Minister Modi's power-packed schedule will be followed by that crucial Quad Summit and one-on-one talks, also importantly, with Biden, with the Japanese Prime Minister Kishida and the newly elected Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese on day one.
मैं ग्लोबल इंडियन पांचवी कक्षा में पढ़ता हूँ जापान में आपका बहुत स्वागत है May I have your signature please? May you have your signature please?
तो कहाँ से सीख लिया तुमने हिंदी? हैं?
Yes, I learned.
हैं? बहुत अच्छा जानते हो? वाह वाह और जापानी में क्या लिखा है?
Same here, same.
ये तीन भाषा लिख दिया
Prime Minister Modi is in Tokyo, and according him, a welcome in Tokyo were these children from a global Indian institution where there, of course, some of them Japanese, in fact, who are learning Hindi as well, Indian students as well, who were there, in fact, bearing these placards, writing down poems as well, welcoming the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister, of course, had a very interesting interaction with Ritsuki. Ritsuki, can you tell us what you told the Prime Minister?
I said 3 sentences. मेरा नाम रित्सुकी है. मैं ग्लोबल इंडियन इंटरनेशनल स्कूल के 5वीं कक्षा में पढ़ता हूँ. जापान में आपका बहुत स्वागत है. धन्यवाद.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. You speak a lot of Hindi. You're fluent with Hindi.
I have prepared those 3 lines only.
Okay, but do you study Hindi? Are you studying Hindi? Okay. Do you like the language?
Yeah, I wish to get better, but I need more practice for that.
You can see those visuals of the Indian community which is present over here and in large numbers. You can see that Indian community present and in fact acknowledging and cheering out loudly as Prime Minister Modi here arrives in Tokyo. You can see he's coming down right now to acknowledge his supporters who have come in here from the city of Tokyo and from across Japan. He is, of course, acknowledging them as they, of course, come here early in the morning, Tokyo time, in order to support him, wave at him, and, of course, chanting slogans as well as Prime Minister Modi here arrives in Tokyo to a jam-packed schedule. Just 40 hours and 23 engagements that Prime Minister Modi has as he, of course, meets with the Indian community. And you can see those cheers going out as Prime Minister Modi, of course, here arrives at the hotel. He is, of course, meeting with members of the Indian community. And you can see those members over here. Prime Minister Modi there acknowledging his supporters. As you can see, interacting with the crowds over here. A big crowd of the Indian community, which has in fact arrived here in Tokyo to in fact welcome Prime Minister Modi. कैसा लग रहा है? बढ़िया मोदी. अच्छा लग रहा है. हम बहुत खुश हैं. मोदी जी से क्या उम्मीदें हैं जापान और इंडिया के रिलेशंस को लेकर?
It's going to be high. जय स्वामीनारायण. जय स्वामीनारायण.
हमारे मोदी जैसा कोई नहीं और जापान से रिलेशन बहुत अच्छा है. मोदी मोदी मोदी.
आप यहाँ पर कब से है जापान में?
20 साल से.
20 साल से है. और आपने रिलेशंस में क्या फर्क देखा है?
बहुत बड़ा फर्क देखा है. इंटरनेशनल सीन पे मोदी जी ने भारत का जो नाम बढ़ाया है और काफ़ी अच्छा लग रहा है.
You saw Prime Minister Modi. What are your expectations from this visit and Indo-Japan relations? You've been here for a while. Have you been living in Japan for a while?
We have been living here for more than 10, 12 years.
8 years. Yeah.
And I would say the expectations, we are on I would say we have a lot of expectations. Yeah. So the relation is getting strengthened and strengthened. And the Indian-Japan relationship not only it's getting limited, I'm saying it is going beyond limitation. So we are really thrilled. Okay, we are very thrilled, and we are just I'm unable to say like what to say.
इस बार मोदी जी ने सबसे हाथ मिलाया है, इस तरफ भी गए हैं, उस तरफ भी गए हैं, छोटी बच्चों से नाम पूछा है और दिल उनसे मिलके बहुत खुश हो जाता है. हमारे तेजस्वी यशस्वी मोदी जी को देख के पूरा एक एनर्जी सी मिल जाती है. ऐसा लगता है हम अपने भारत के लिए बहुत कुछ कर सकते हैं. एक हमारी जान भी उनके साथ बिल्कुल तैयार है.
और ये नारा क्या है?
जो 73 हटाए हैं वो टोक्यो आए हैं.
ये नारा लगाया आप लोग?
हाँ, आज कई बार वो मोदी जी जो टोक्यो आए हैं, हमेशा इतना प्यार देते हैं. वो यहाँ के लोग भी उन्हें इतना प्यार देते हैं, उन्हें ऐसा लगता है अपने दूसरे घर आए हैं.
जो राम को लाए हैं वो टोक्यो आए हैं, जो काशी सजाए हैं वो टोक्यो आए हैं, जो 370 हटाए हैं.
सबसे मिल पाए.
हाँ लोग उस पाए, हम लोगों ने शेक हैंड भी किया उन्हें.
उनको मोदी जी को लाना है हम लोग को. जो राम को लाए हैं वो भारत से जापान आए हैं. जो राम को लाए हैं वो जापान आए हैं. जो राम को लाए हैं वो जापान आए हैं. जो कसाई सजाए हैं वो जापान आए हैं. जो 370 हटाए हैं वो टोक्यो आए हैं. जो काशी को सजाए हैं वो टोक्यो आए हैं. जो काशी को सजाए हैं वो टोक्यो आए हैं.
The World Economic Forum kicked off in Davos yesterday, and trust India Today to get you the most comprehensive coverage from the ground and all the biggest political and business voices from Davos. The Indian delegation this time is being led by Commerce and Industry Minister Piyush Goyal and is holding deliberations over key global challenges. The delegation also includes Union Health Minister Mansukh Mandavia. You have the Petroleum and Natural Gas Minister Hardik Singh Puri also in Davos, and the chief ministers and ministers from 6 states and business leaders. Speaking exclusively to India Today in Davos, Piyush Goyal said that the event would further help reinforce India's position as an important and relevant stakeholder in shaping the global narrative. This year's edition of the Davos Summit is particularly important for us as India assumes the presidency of the G20 in 2023. Several key issues that will in fact be the focus in this edition of the World Economic Forum is the war in Ukraine, geopolitics, the COVID aftermath, climate change. All of this is being discussed. The Davos Summit started yesterday, will conclude on May 26th. And here's the exclusive conversation that India Today's Rahul Kanwal had with Minister Piyush Goyal on the sidelines of the World Economic Forum.
We're at the India Pavilion at the World Economic Forum at Davos, and joining us now for a special conversation is the leader of the Indian delegation here at the World Economic Forum, Minister for Commerce and Industry, Piyush Goyal. Goyalji, welcome, and it's great to have you with us. Thank you.
Thank you, Rahul.
You know, what I find very interesting at Davos this year, apart from the weather, is that it almost seems as if India has taken over the promenade. You've got Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, Telangana, Karnataka, and this huge India Pavilion. And Wipro, Infosys, HCL, some of the people at WEF were saying it seems as if India has taken over WEF this year.
Well, India is the future, and most parts of the world today recognize that the talent pool that India has to offer, the leadership that we have to offer, the policies of the government which are very focused to an emerging strong country, and the fact that we have 1 billion plus people, mostly youngsters, aspiring for a better quality of life, provides the world's greatest opportunity for other countries. And therefore, we were very keen that the world sees India in full strength. All the states have interacted with me over the last 2-3 days. They're all very excited to be here to showcase their states. This kind of healthy competition, yet the India first spirit amongst all states, irrespective of political affiliation, will help us show to the world India should be your destination.
We'll continue getting you more such interesting and exclusive conversations from Davos here on India Today. Welcome respite from the heat for Delhiites this morning as heavy rains and high-speed winds lashed parts of the national capital region. But it brought with it a reminder that again, we're not prepared for the monsoons, because in this thunderstorm, there have been multiple reports of trees being uprooted, of power blackouts, traffic congestions and inundation being reported in Delhi and the national capital region as a whole. Strong winds and heavy rain uprooted trees in parts of Delhi, which resulted in several arterial roads getting blocked. Parts of the capital and nearby areas also witnessed power blackouts during the heavy rain spell. The bad weather also affected flight operations at Delhi's Indira Gandhi International Airport, with several airlines requesting passengers to check on their flight status before heading to the airport. The Met Department has said that these thunder showers with moderate rainfalls will continue over Delhi and the national capital region over the next 2 hours, the next few days. It's also expected that the temperatures will come down.
After a scorching weekend and several days of extremely high temperatures, Delhi has woken up to sharp winds and rain this Monday morning. The visuals you see on your screens right now are from Delhi University's North Campus, which has seen rain since about 5 a.m. this morning and continues to be in the grip of a drizzle. The Met Department has predicted temperatures of around 35 degrees maximum for today and thunder showers across NCR. In New Delhi, this is Anisha Mathur for India Today.
The story that's dominated headlines for the last few weeks here in the country, the Gyanvapi mosque controversy. It comes up in the courts again today, and this time the Varanasi district judge will be hearing the matter. The points to be taken up will be decided by the court of District Judge Ajay Kumar Vishwesh. The Supreme Court had said that the district judge would decide on priority the Mosque Management Committee's plea that the suit is not maintainable as it defies the Protection of Places of Worship Act of 1991. 3 additional suits or petitions have also been filed subsequently. All files related to the Sringar Gauri Gyanvapi Mosque case were transferred to the Varanasi District Court on Saturday in accordance with the Supreme Court's order on Friday, which had said that the case should be shifted from the civil judge to the district judge. So the hearing expected in the Varanasi District Court under a district judge. Remember that right up until now, it's been the Varanasi Civil Court that's been hearing the matter. The Supreme Court, which was hearing a petition filed by the Masjid Committee in this particular case, has said that this will now be heard by the district judge. Having said that, the Supreme Court has said let the hearing be completed in the district court now, and the top court will not intervene anymore in this matter. Will be interesting to see what the district judge has to say, but we can confirm for you over the weekend all the files related to this particular case have officially been transferred from the civil judge to the district judge for the hearing to resume seamlessly today in this particular matter. Let's take this across to Abhishek Mishra. He's joining us live with more details on this. Abhishek, good morning. The files have officially been transferred, we understand, to the Varanasi district judge to take over the hearing in this matter. But give us a sense of what's really expected. Is that hearing going to be starting off again today?
Well, absolutely, Akshita. Today is going to be a very important day with the fact that how the Supreme Court has transferred this court to the district court. All the documents and the files and the evidences related to the whole case has already been submitted. And today, the judge will be hearing the case. It remains to be seen whether he would like to hear both the sides today itself or will give another date. That is one thing. Other than that, there are other petitions as well which are also need to be heard. And importantly, the maintainability of the case is something which is a primary focus. So that is on the agenda. We are expecting the hearing to start after the lunch. So around 12 in the afternoon, all the petitioners and all the lawyers will be gathering there. But it is very important with the fact how the Supreme Court has given a clear time frame as far as this whole case is concerned, and also to maintain the maintainability of the case, which is also in the questioning, is something which is the primary focus of this case today. Yes.
Okay, Abhishek, we'll track the latest updates that come in from the courts. Thanks for the moment for joining us with all of those details. Let's get you now an India Today exclusive report on this very story and the survey that everyone's been talking about. We had a conversation with the photographer, the main photographer who was part of the survey team, and he gives us details of exactly what he saw within the Gyanvapi mosque premises.
Amid surveys, claims of multiple shivlings, and Nandi, Sheshnag, Trishul and Damru surfacing. Here is exclusive eyewitness account from someone at forefront of the mosque survey on the secrets buried in the mosque and its basement. Meet Ganesh Sharma, the 23-year-old cameraman, part of 2 back-to-back surveys as videographer. He speaks on the truth of shivling, calling it a black shiny stone, submerged in water since ages, but yet to lose its luster, and resembles a similar stone inside Kashi Vishwanath temple.
वो जो वहाँ पे मिली है, आकृति मिली है, वो पानी में पूरा जो कुआं है वह भी करीब 6 इंच से ज्यादा डूबा हुआ था। बाहर से वो दिख नहीं रहा था कि वो कुआं भी है। मुझे उस दिन उम्मीद ही नहीं थी कि वहाँ पे कुछ मिलेगा, क्योंकि वो पानी में पूरा डूबा हुआ था। और जब पानी में कोई चीज इतनी डूबी हुई है तो वो फव्वारा तो कभी थ्रो ही नहीं कर सकती।
So what else did the survey teams encounter during the high-profile surveys?
एक बहुत महत्वपूर्ण और अजीब चीज, जो मस्जिद का मुख्य गुंबद है, 3 गुंबद है वहाँ पर, जो मेन गुंबद है, बड़ा गुंबद है, उसमें मुझे एक पत्थर दिखाई पड़ा जो मंदिरों में लगने वाला पत्थर है, जिसमें 3 तरफ कलाकृतियां बनी हैं। यह रिपोर्ट में तो है पर मीडिया में चर्चा का विषय नहीं है।
मैं आपको एक प्रमाण दिखा रहा हूँ। ये है 154 साल, ये प्राचीन है। अब ये 2022 है, ये 2022 है। ये देखिए यहाँ पे पूरा वो था।
The Mahant of Kashi temple showed old images claiming that underground chambers of Gyanvapi complex had shivlings.
बाबा विश्वनाथ जी का शिवलिंग, विश्वेश्वरनाथ का शिवलिंग है, उसकी मैं पूजा पाठ, उनका राग भोग स्नान, क्योंकि हमारे यहाँ नियम है कि बाबा अगर हैं तो उनका जो है दैनिक जो है स्नान ध्यान पूजन पाठ करना ये महंत का दायित्व और व्यवस्था करना मेरा धर्म है, और उसको जो है लागू करने की मेरी जिम्मेदारी है। और भक्तों को खोलने की परमिशन अभी नहीं मांग रहा हूँ, क्योंकि भक्तगण जब खुलेंगे जब पूरा विवाद खत्म हुआ। लेकिन मैं ये दावा के साथ कर सकता हूँ वहाँ पर शिवलिंग है नीचे, और नीचे के शिवलिंग का जो पूजा पाठ जो सन 92 से बंद है, उसको जो मैं चालू जो पहले चलता रहा उसको मैं पुनः लागू करने के लिए याचिका दाखिल कर रहा हूँ।
The Hindu side has been saying that the 352-year-old Gyanvapi truth is finally out. The Muslim side gives its own version of the stone structure, calling it a fountain.
जो आदि ज्योतिर्लिंग है, जो लाखों साल पहले भगवान शिव ने यहाँ काशी नगरी बसाई थी, ये वही जगह है जहाँ 5 करोड़ का अमुक्त एरिया डिक्लेयर किया था, बनाया था। और आपको ताजुब होगा कि जो गुम्बद तीनों बने हैं, ये गुम्बद के नीचे ओरिजिनल हिंदू गुम्बद है।
यह शिवलिंग में क्या क्या चीजें होती है ये हर हिंदू जानता है। और वो फुवारा है, फुवारा कटा हुआ होता है, उसमें निशान 5 खांचे बने हुए जिस पर फुवारा रख के फुवारा चलाया जाता है।
Will the court hearing settle the age-old debate? With Abhishek Mishra and Kumar Abhishek in Varanasi, Bureau Report, India Today.
Now, there's been so much controversy and talk about what's been playing out at the Gyanvapi Mosque that it's also led to a similar pattern of similar discussions being raised in other parts of the country as well, like at the Qutub Minar, where an idol, 1,000-plus-year-old idol of Lord Narsingha and his disciple Prahlada have reportedly been found. And since then, there's been endless debate and discussion over a survey at the Qutub Minar as well.
The structure that marked the beginning of the Muslim Sultanate in India finds itself in another controversy. After Hindu deity Lord Ganesh and Lord Krishna's idol carvings were found on the pillars of the Quwwatul Islam mosque within the Qutub Minar complex, this time, it's Lord Narsingha and his disciple Prahlad carved in stone on the pillars of perhaps the oldest mosque in North India. Archaeological experts claim that this idol is at least 1,200 years old. This idol was found on a pillar of the mosque that was carved in between 8th and 9th century during the reign of the Pratihara kings or Raja Anangpal. Earlier demands for excavation in the area have been raised. Experts believe more such remnants of Hindu temples could be found if a survey is conducted. An appeal has been filed in the district court once again. The suit says that the temple complex be restored to protect the religious and cultural heritage of India and practice the right to religion guaranteed by Article 25 and 26 of the Constitution of India. This time by the Jain deity Tirthankar Lord Rishabdev and Hindu deity Lord Vishnu through their next of friends. Because the ASI themselves claim that 27 Hindu and Jain temples in Qutub Minar were demolished and Quwwatul Islam mosque was raised inside the complex, reusing the same materials. Last week, two right-wing fringe groups were detained near the Qutub Minar after they assembled at the site to recite the Hanuman Chalisa, claiming that the site was once a Vishnu temple and demanded Qutub Minar be named as Vishnu's thumb.
It has been claimed inside by the Archaeological Survey of India that at the time when the Qutub Minar and the masjid was built, it was done so by demolishing 27 Hindu and Jain temples, and the stones and the carvings of those temples were used to once again build the entire structure around the Qutub Minar. And that is a claim that has been put forward with the newer idols and discoveries that are being made by historians and archaeological survey people, which is why this matter has also gone to court, and the next hearing for the petition that has been filed to restore the Qutub Minar area as a temple and allow people the right to worship inside is going to be heard on the 24th of May. With Alok Das in New Delhi, Milan Sharma for India Today.
And the big story that came in this weekend was huge relief for the Aam Aadmi as the centre cut excise duty, which meant that fuel prices came down. But since then, there's been a focus on what states are doing. Non-BJP states, 3 of them, Kerala, Maharashtra and Rajasthan, have followed suit after the centre and reduced tax on petrol and diesel. The Kerala government has announced a cut in tax on petrol by ₹2.41 and diesel by ₹1.36. As far as Maharashtra is concerned, they too have slashed VAT on petrol and diesel. VAT has been slashed by ₹2.08 per litre on petrol and ₹1.44 per litre on diesel. Similar announcement by Rajasthan Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot, who said that the excise duty cut by centre will further reduce the state VAT on petrol and diesel. Several BJP chief ministers welcomed the decision by the centre. The chief ministers of Haryana, Assam and UP, to name a few, thanked the Prime Minister for slashing the prices. The opposition has targeted the Modi government over this decision, and the focus right now is going to be on what other non-BJP states will do.
एक बहुत बड़ा हिस्टोरिकल डिसीजन हुआ, एक्साइज ड्यूटी रिड्यूस किया गया पेट्रोल और डीजल में, लेकिन अभी भी कोई कांग्रेस रूल या कांग्रेस शासित स्टेट हो, राजस्थान हो, छत्तीसगढ़ हो या अपोजिशन शासित राज्य हो, ये लोग अभी भी वैट रिड्यूस नहीं किया गया है। तो आज मैं अभी एक कंपैरिजन देख रहा था कि बीजेपी शासित स्टेट्स और नॉन बीजेपी शासित स्टेट में पेट्रोल और डीजल का भाव में बहुत बड़ा अंतर हो चुका है।
भारत सरकार से पुनः मैं मांग करता हूं कि यूपीए सरकार के समय जो सेंट्रल एक्साइज था पेट्रोलियम पदार्थों में उसी दर पे लिया है और रसोई गैस की कीमत को जितना यूपीए सरकार के समय था उस दर पे आम उपभोक्ताओं को रसोई गैस मिलना चाहिए।
Another big political story that came in over the weekend was the meeting between Telangana Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao, Punjab Chief Minister Bhagwant Mann and Delhi CM Arvind Kejriwal. The big headline from that meet was in fact the tribute and homage that was paid to the Galwan Valley martyrs and also to all the farmers who died during the farmers' agitation against the farm laws. There's also endless speculation on what this meet means politically as far as a united opposition against the BJP is concerned.
Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal, Telangana Chief Minister Chandrasekhar Rao, Punjab Chief Minister Bhagwant Mann, and eyes on the 2024 Lok Sabha elections. Three chief ministers paying homage to the martyrs of Galwan Valley and the farmers who died during the farmers' agitation in Chandigarh. But the key highlight of the event was the ex gratia amount by the Telangana government for the kin of farmers, around 600 families and 20 families of the Galwan martyrs. Chief Minister Bhagwant Mann echoed the Jai Jawan Jai Kisan slogan and highlighted Punjab's contribution to armed forces and agriculture.
3 ਲੱਖ ਰੁਪਇਆ ਪਰ ਫੈਮਿਲੀ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੇ ਕਿਸਾਨ ਸੰਘਰਸ਼ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸ਼ਹੀਦੀਆਂ ਪਾਈਆਂ ਨੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਤੇ 10 ਲੱਖ ਰੁਪਇਆ ਗਲਵਾਨ ਘਾਟੀ ਦੇ ਯੋਧਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੇ ਦੇਸ਼ ਦੀ ਆਜ਼ਾਦੀ ਨੂੰ ਕਾਇਮ ਰੱਖਣ ਲਈ ਆਪਣੀਆਂ ਜਾਨਾਂ ਦਿੱਤੀਆਂ.
Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal recalled the days of Anna Andolan and slammed the government for suppressing farmers.
अगर जो किसान दिल्ली के बॉर्डर पे पहुंच रहे थे, दिल्ली में एंटर करने के बाद अगर उनको सबको स्टेडियम के अंदर कैद कर दिया जाता तो किसान आंदोलन उसके बाद वो स्टेडियम के अंदर ही रह जाता. तो वो फाइल केंद्र सरकार के पास आई. किस्मत अच्छी थी कि वो पावर हमारे पास थी स्टेडियम को जेल में कन्वर्ट करने की, और हमने इतना प्रेशर हमारे ऊपर डाला गया केंद्र सरकार के द्वारा कि आप हमने करने से मना कर दिया. हमने कहा नहीं, हम स्टेडियम को जेल में कन्वर्ट नहीं करेंगे.
Telangana Chief Minister KCR called on the farmers to continue the protest and said it can change governments.
तो मेरा एक ही प्रार्थना होगा किसान नेताओं से, इस आंदोलन को हम जरूर जारी रखें. अब क्या आंदोलन जो चलना चाहिए सिर्फ पंजाब, हरियाणा, उत्तर प्रदेश या दिल्ली, इन राज्यों से नहीं, सारे हिंदुस्तान से चलना चाहिए.
Before the event, Delhi Chief Minister and Telangana CM had lunch together and discussed the current political situation in the country. KCR, harboring national ambitions, is slated for a pan-India tour, meeting opposition stalwarts like former Prime Minister H.D. Deve Gowda and activist Anna Hazare as well. Bureau Report, India Today.